Thank you for joining us on Black Investments Matter. I'm Antoine Anderson. The auto industry is in big trouble, but there are some ways that you might be able to profit off of that trouble.
Do what you do, get down on the floor, shake your body so nice. Everybody just get down in the place to be. Forget your cares at the door, most definitely.
A minimum wage job back when I was growing up, we're talking 1988, could pay you anywhere between $6, $7 an hour. Okay, good money back then. That's $6 and $7 an hour, and I was still staying at home with the mom, and was able to save a good $800 up after about 6 months, and went to an auction. Uncle took me to a car auction. I bought my first car from an auction. It was a 79 Mercury Capri, all right, 1979. But, I bought it in 88. So we're talking about a 9-year-old car that I got for $750 and was good. Today's prices, a 10-year-old car, listen, right now a used car payment for a newer used car is in the neighborhood of $730 a month. Now translate that into your heads for a second. I bought a car for $750 cash money, walked off the lot with the title. You're paying 7 years of $730 plus on average, $9,000 a year for a car that may be 6, 7 years old. It is insane. The only way you can make money off of a world this messed up is to get in where you fit in and buy an auction car. With this current calamity recently hitting the market with record high repossessions, especially among those Hellcats that everybody went gaga over, Dodge is in big trouble. The entire auto industry is in big trouble. But there's a way you can cash in on this if you don't mind getting away from your selections, your preferences, and just picking out what's the best vehicle for you in these very trying times. Let's look at some strategies. Now, fortunately, we no longer even have to go physically to an auction lot. Usually, that's the best option because you actually get to put hands on the vehicle, and we'll get back into what you should bring with you when you go to these lots. But before you even consider going to an auto auction, check online. There are tons of online auction sites that will get you a vehicle or close to one and start the bidding process so you can go pick it up or have it delivered. The problem, of course, is that you are going to, you know, buy the problems that that car came with. As many of these bank lenders and these subprime lenders are now getting faced with massive inventories, cars they will never be able to get rid of, they're going to try to make as much of that money back as possible. This might be an opportunity for anybody looking for a vehicle to get one, but keep in mind, these are repo cars. These things are probably not going to be in the best condition. Odds are they're not going to be in great condition. Some of them are not even started. But if you want to invest the time and money it takes to get this car up and running, and you can keep it at a particular price point, then why not invest in it and just stay mobile and not have a car note? Now, there are two things you need to know about these lots. There are three different really main type of auctions when you go on these auction lots. There are the open to the public wholesale markets. They're open to the public bank repo auctions. And then there's open to the public government options. These are vehicles that are sometimes seized in criminal problems, um, bankruptcies, and companies are getting rid of their trucks and inventory, that kind of thing. But it's the wholesale auction that many of us are kind of familiar with. And that's where you're going to find cars ranging in price from $500 to maybe about $20,000, depending on how well maintained the vehicle is. This is a sweet spot, a come up. Now, obviously, for $500, you're getting what you're paying for. So you want to make sure you do your due diligence and to try to circumvent some of the problems you may be purchasing when you step on this lot. One good way to kind of prevent that mess from happening is bring with you one of those portable ODBT monitor. That's an OBD2 monitor. It's a scanner that you plug into the car's port right underneath the steering column, and it'll connect in many cases to your cell phone now. You used to have a separate device and it's battery operated. You plug in, you read a code, and you have a manual next to you so you can figure out what that code is actually saying, whether this car is going to have engine problems, you know, filtration problems with the oil filter, anything. It'll pick up all the engine codes right off of this device. Nowadays, it streams right to your Android or your iPhone, and that is something that can really save you some time and whether or not you are even going to bid on a car at this auction. Now, once you get that in hand, also think about bringing one of those portable chargers. They really run you about 50 or 60 bucks. So you can just walk into the lot if some of these cars are going to be sitting out there for some time, so they're not going to be fully charged. Now, the auctions that I've been to, there have been the auctioneers that will have chargers and they'll charge them themselves there. Some auctioneers will not allow you to bring your own portable charger on the premises, but uh, there have been a few that'll let you do it just for the simple fact you want to get a good reading on these cars before you auction them off or go into a bidding war with somebody. Um, Finally, the last tip I would say when attending these auctions in person, it might not even be a good strategy to get into a bidding war with anybody. Don't even place a bid. At the end of every auction, every car that wasn't sold is going to be negotiated with either you, the auctioneer, and the bank, because many times, even during the auction process, there are set amounts that the bank will require this vehicle to be sold for. They're trying to make up as much possible room on that equity as possible. You're still going to be responsible to paying the sales tax on top of what you agreed to for that vehicle. So keep that in mind. But if the bank is willing to negotiate with you on a certain price and come into a happy medium, you can really save a lot of money and not have the burden of having a car payment that is now $700 some odd dollars. Let me know what you think about the content here. I can provide you with more information as things go on. I'm going to provide you with links to the two devices I mentioned, the OBD2 scanner and the little battery pack. Both you can find at Amazon. Both of them, well, one is the monitor or scanner is like 10 bucks or less nowadays for a decent one. And, you know, you can get a battery charger for about 50 bucks. And, you know, just be prepared to have that kind of stuff with you. Remember, all money is not good money, so watch how you spend it. I'll talk to you very, very soon.